Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a video in a series that I started so far back on my channel. I think I've had the series going for about 2 years now. I come back to it every now and then and add a new video into the mix, and it's basically showing you everything that I have in my wardrobe from a particular brand and talking about my feelings about that brand as well as their ethics, their pricing, their range, things like that. So in the past I've done this with quite a few Australian brands because in New Zealand that is the main type of brand that I have access to. But I have also done it for ASOS, and today we're doing another brand that you guys probably have access to because they do worldwide shipping, and that is Topshop. So I hope you guys enjoy today's video. If you are new here, then welcome. If you like the content that I make, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. I upload at least one new video every week. And without further ado, let's dive in. So to start this video off, I'm going to talk about the ethics of Topshop, their range, their pricing, their website, and the quality of their clothing. If you guys aren't interested in that aspect of the video and you just want to see the items that I own from Topshop, then you can skip to this part of the video. But for those of you who are interested in the more nitty-gritty details of Topshop, then let's get started. I'm sure most of you have shopped at Topshop in the past, or at least been to their website and had a little browse. I find their website really easy to navigate, very simple to use. It's not a confusing website, it's very easy to search for whatever you want and to categorize by highest price, lowest price, items that are on sale, anything that you might want to search for. As for range, Topshop does do women's and men's. They have a men's section called Top Man. Obviously I haven't shopped there, but I do shop the women's collection relatively frequently, and they stock all type of women's clothing. They have your basics, your trend pieces, swimwear, loungewear, underwear, pretty much anything that you're going to wear, they will stock. In terms of pricing, it is a high street brand, so although not the cheapest, it's also not super expensive. It's a great mid-range price, I would say perfect for like young adults that are just kind of getting into the workforce. Maybe you're on a lower salary and you don't have a whole lot of budget to blow on super expensive luxury clothes, but you do finally have a little bit of extra money and you don't have to shop at like, I don't know, the New Zealand equivalent would be like Kmart for the cheapest clothes you could possibly get. So it's that nice like mid-step, bit of a step up from what you were probably buying at school. And with the price point comes a certain amount of quality as well. I have found Topshop quality to be pretty on point. I haven't had any troubles with the quality whatsoever. There's not been like missing buttons or things that have fallen apart. And I have had some of these pieces for a little while now. A couple of these jeans I've had for a good year. I would say for the most part what you see is what you get in terms of quality. If it looks like it's pretty decent quality on the website, then it's going to be pretty decent quality in real life. The only thing that I do want to say about the website is the sizing chart is not always right. Earlier in the year I picked up a couple of faux leather trousers from the Topshop website, and because I hadn't bought trousers from them before, I checked out the sizing chart, which put me between a size 10 and a size 12. Normally I am an 8, sometimes a 10, so I thought it was a little bit strange that I was up to potentially a 12 in their trousers, but I trusted them. I bought one in each size because I wasn't sure if I would be a 10 or a 12, and they arrived and they were both too big for me, so I had to send them both back and get them in 8s, which fit me perfectly. So my advice for the sizing chart is if you know you are normally a particular size, even if the sizing chart tells you that you're wrong and you should be getting a different size, then just stick to what you know, because chances are that's more likely to be accurate than what the sizing chart is telling you. So let's talk a little bit about Topshop's ethics, because I know that is something that is quite important to a lot of shoppers. It is something that I do take into account. It doesn't necessarily determine whether or not I shop somewhere, but it plays a factor depending on the price point and the quality. You know, I take all these factors into account when I'm deciding if I'm going to shop with a brand or not. So the website that I'm using is goodonyou.eco. I'll have it linked below if you do want to check out the same article that I'm reading. It says, Topshop has made some effort to improve its impact on the planet, but it still has a long way to go before it can become truly sustainable. I'm not going to read the whole thing, I'm just going to go through and pick out a couple of bits that seem relevant. In terms of labour conditions, they've been given a not good enough rating. It says very few of its facilities have worker empowerment initiatives such as collective bargaining or rights to make a complaint. It has put in place measures to trace its suppliers and countries of origin at all levels of the supply chain. It publicly lists some of its suppliers at the final production stage and only audits some of its trace facilities. So it's taking steps in the right direction, but it hasn't made a huge deal of progress. Animal welfare, they've been given a "it's a start" rating. They banned the use of Angora, down, exotic animal skin and fur, but they still use leather, mohair and wool. I personally don't have a problem with wool in particular because I don't think the animal gets hurt, as long as you do it correctly, I suppose. But the problem potentially is them not sourcing where the wool is coming from. It doesn't provide any information about where they are sourced from. So the welfare of the animals cannot be guaranteed. And the overall rating that this article has given Topshop is "it's a start." So they are making some steps, which I would say has been pushed by consumers who are becoming increasingly demanding about sustainability and ethical practices. As a trend-led brand, it's not likely to become completely sustainable because trends and sustainability are kind of opposites regardless, and you can't really force them together, but it looks like they are taking the steps that they are able to make while still maintaining, I guess, the ethos that their brand has as a trend brand. Anyway, now it is time to move on to the pieces that I have from Topshop. I'm going to talk you through each of them, approximately how much they cost me if I can remember, and what I think of them. So we're going to start with denim. This first pair of jeans that I have here are the mum style jeans in the ecru colour. These I had put away for the autumn season because they are a light colour and I figured I would get a bit more wear out of my darker denim during this season. But I have been pulling them out of the box and wearing them on repeat. I'm just loving this style of jean right now, and I think I might need to pick up this style in a different colour because I do find this the most flattering pair of jeans that I own. I have these in a waist 28, leg 30. These have real pockets front and back. I'm not going to say that for every pair of jeans. I'm just going to tell you now they all have real pockets. It has a zip fly and one button to do it up. Actually, with all my Topshop denim, I found when they first arrive and I first put them on, they're really tight and stiff and really difficult to get on, to the point where I thought that I had bought the wrong size in all of the jeans that I own. But with a couple of wears, they start to stretch out and they get a lot more comfortable. The mum jeans took me a few more wears to get them to really fit and be comfortable. Now that they are at that point where they're nice and comfortable, I do find that these are the most flattering on me. I think they have the highest waistline, which is something that I look for in my clothing. They also come in the most at the waist, which, because I have larger hips and a smaller waist, is something that I need in order for my jeans to fit me really well. I think these were £40. I'm pretty sure that is the standard denim pricing on the Topshop website. So that would have been what I paid for these. If you're in New Zealand, it works out to about $80. Next up, we have the Editor straight leg jean in the bleach wash, I believe. So these are also a waist 28, leg 30. However, these fit me quite a lot bigger than the pair of jeans that I just showed you. These are ones that I've had for over a year now. I wore these all last autumn and winter, and I guess after those first couple of wears they stretched out a little bit and became really comfortable, but I feel like after, you know, 6 months of wearing them most days, I feel like they've just continued to stretch a little bit, even though these are meant to be the ones with no stretch or very, very little stretch. One of the Editor jeans' selling points is its very stiff, no stretch denim. So the fact that they have stretched and bagged out a little bit is a bit surprising. I now find that if I don't wear these with a belt, they do kind of sag on me. They don't sit at my waistline where they should. But I do like to wear a belt with my jeans anyway, so it's not really the end of the world. Aside from the waistline, I do find that they fit me really nicely everywhere else. I find the length really good. Perfect length to wear with boots, which is why I love wearing them through winter. These ones have a button fly, which I know a lot of people really like. They like the way that it looks, but I personally just find it a little bit of a faff. Every time I need to go to the toilet, it takes me twice as long. It's not a big deal, but it's just something that does stop me from wanting to buy jeans, even from other brands that have a button fly, just because I do find it a little bit annoying. These I think are a little more expensive than their regular denim. I'm pretty sure these are £49 on the website. In terms of the actual material, the denim itself, I find it very sturdy. It's nice and thick, so they are good winter jeans. The same goes for the other pairs as well, actually. They're not the really thin material that feels like it's going to wear out really quickly. And the other pair of jeans that I have from Topshop are the straight leg in the washed black. These have a raw hem at the bottom, so if you don't want, you know, the raw hem ankle look, then the straight leg jeans are not for you. This pair of jeans is one of my favorites. I find this really flattering on me. These do have a tiny bit of stretch in them, not a lot, still like less than a regular pair of jeans, but they do have more stretch than the editor style. When I got these, I thought that they were pretty similar to the editor jeans, but there are actually quite a few differences. For example, because this one has a bit more stretch, I feel like that is one of the reasons that it fits me better, because it does come in at the waist. The length of these ones actually comes up a little bit shorter on me. Obviously the raw hem is another difference. And also this one has the zip fly as well rather than the button-up fly. I do actually prefer these to the editor jeans. I just find them more comfortable, better fitting, more flattering. In terms of pricing, I'm pretty sure these were the regular £40. Next up, let's talk about some faux leather trousers. So I have two pairs of faux leather trousers from Topshop. As I think I mentioned earlier, I did initially get these in a size 10 and a 12 and I sent them back. So these are in a size 8 and they fit me really well. This pair is in a beige and I believe they are in a straight leg style. I did actually get these taken up. They were too long for me in the leg, so I just got them hemmed, you know, a couple of inches shorter, and now they fit me really well. I do have short legs, so if you are a regular height, then it's probably nothing you need to worry about, but if you do have shorter legs like I do, then potentially something to keep in mind. I love the design details on this. Even though it is just one plain color, they have this beautiful pleating on each side, which I think really elevates the trousers. Also, if you have wider hips and a smaller waist as I do, then the shape of these is really nice as well, because they do have space in the hips and thighs, and then they come in at the waistline, so it's really flattering. This particular style of trousers does not have belt loops, so it is really necessary for it to come in at the waist, because otherwise there is no other way of keeping it up. It has a zip fly and then a popper button, which initially I thought the popper button was a great idea until it unpopped a couple of times. I think I was showing my class how to do a burpee and it unpopped. That was a little bit embarrassing. These do have pockets just at the front, none at the back. Can't actually remember exactly how much these cost. I think it would have been around the £40 mark, like the jeans. And the second pair of faux leather trousers that I have are in a darker brown color. I really love the color of these, although I have struggled a little bit to match it with things in my wardrobe. I know I did a video on how to style leather trousers, but I've still found myself reaching for my other two pairs over these ones. But I have still worn them a few times and they are actually so comfortable. These ones are more comfortable than the other ones that I just showed you, although maybe a little less flattering. These ones are also a straight leg style, however they do fit a little bit differently. There is a lot more space, especially around the hips and thighs, which is why I find them more comfortable, but it's also probably the reason they're not as flattering on me. The waistband on these ones does have belt loops, and again they do have this really nice pleated detail on each leg, and I didn't have these ones taken up actually, so these ones were a little shorter in the leg than the other ones. And on this one, instead of a popper button, we have a regular button with a button hole. Again, I think these were 40, maybe £42. The other interesting feature of these actually is the inside is a lovely fleecy material. I think these are going to be great for the cooler weather because that beautiful fleecy material is going to help to keep you really nice and warm. Next up, I have one jumper from Topshop. It still has the tags on because it's not been cold enough for me to wear it just yet, but actually that helps me. This was £39, which works out to apparently $75. So this is a very big, chunky, oversized jumper in this beautiful cream color, and it has kind of like a pattern woven into the material, so it looks like it might have been hand knitted. Obviously it wasn't. This high neck, you can either leave it all the way up and have it come, you know, right up to the top of your chin. If it's super cold, I'm going to do that. Or you can roll it over and have it more of like a turtleneck. Everything about this is just so cozy. The fact that it's so oversized, it's just going to be like wearing a hug all winter. And of course the cream color is going to be super easy to pair with everything. The only thing I am actually now worried about is the pattern, these holes that are in the pattern on the front especially, I'm worried that something sharp is going to get in those holes and like pull them. Like, I mean, I'm a teacher, so like children's fingers or my cat's claws. In terms of quality, that is not a fault on Topshop's behalf. That is just something that I'm aware of, and I'm going to try and be as careful as I can about it. And the final item that I have from Topshop is a pair of boots. These were in the first Topshop haul that I did just over a year ago now. And I haven't worn them that much, but I do like having them around for a particular purpose. So these are like a suede feeling dark green boot with a big chunky heel on them. And they fit like a sock boot, so they come up a little bit higher on your leg and they fit nice and close. I'm pretty sure these were about £35, so around $70, although I think that was the sale price that I got them for. I think originally they were a little more than that. A couple of reasons I don't wear these all the time. Mainly the material, because they are this beautiful suede material. They're not going to stand up particularly well in the rain, and here in New Zealand we get a lot of rain, especially in autumn and winter, which is the time of year that I would be wearing these. I love having a statement shoe that I can pull out, especially when my outfit is quite plain. But the other reason that I don't really wear these that often is because the heel height is just a little bit tall to be comfortable for me to wear all day. So yeah, although I do love these and I wear them on occasion, they are not one of my most worn items. And that, my loves, brings me to the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing what is in my Topshop wardrobe. Feel free to leave me a comment letting me know if there's any other brands you'd like me to do this type of video with. I'm pretty sure I've done most of the brands that I own quite a few pieces from. There's a couple that I have left. I haven't done one for Zara, so that's possibly going to be the next one that I do. We also have a brand in New Zealand called Max, which I love, and I'm possibly going to do one of these videos for them as well, although I know that for people who aren't in New Zealand it's possibly not that interesting because you can't buy from them, and most of the other shops I only have like one or two things from their brand, so it wouldn't really be worth doing a video like this. At Everlane, for example, I only have 2 items from Everlane, but if you do want to see a video like this on them, I could do that. Anyway, we're gonna leave the video there. I hope you've had a lovely day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!